Shout out to
I
Stabby.
love some Stabby. All right.
Fucking sucks, yo.
Episode 42. Episode 42.
What's up, guys?
We're going to partake in Willet on this episode. That's what we're going to kick off with. This fun little bottle. Now,
It's very expensive.
I'm not going to lie. This was given to me as a gift.
You get a lot of gifts.
So I didn't have like I have no story behind getting it beyond that. I didn't pick it up myself. And I've had Willet before, and there's a couple of different kinds of Willet. This is not the only one. I'm not sure what. I think the bottle is to just represent like a still, right? Like that's kind of the idea. I don't think there's any other concept to it beyond just.
Looks like a dildo.
Kind of. Not
Listen,
really.
anything's a dildo if you're brave enough.
If you're brave enough.
So I'll pop the top on this. We'll get into it.
This is
See what
pot
this is
still
all about.
reserve, right?
Kentucky. Let's see. Willet Bourbon, Kentucky Straight Whiskey, distilled aged. You know, it doesn't say specifically, but
Okay.
that sounds probably right.
All right.
Small batch. All right. Before I.
Pop. There you go.
Jeez.
Nice
Does have
pop.
a nice
That was a
pop.
nice pop.
Before we get into it, let me read some of the back here real quick.
It looks very, my favorite word. It looks like a very whimsical bottle.
It is
got
very.
like a.
It's kind of as if a genie is. You know
the
what I mean?
writing looks like you read it and then
Yeah,
like,
Robin Williams is
he's
gonna pop out.
Right.
And we're gonna be friends.
He's gonna grab it.
Handmade by master craftsmen using time-honored methods in the art of distilling, handed down from one generation to the next. Made from pure limestone spring water, carefully selected grains in proprietary strains of yeast, aged in new white oak casks until fully mature, bottled by hand at the peak of perfection in taste, quality, and aroma. Please enjoy in moderation in the same way it was made, slow and unhurried. All right.
My favorite. Never mind.
Very good. There's a lot of like tape on here. All right, let me finish this.
A little pre-production drink left over in there.
Oh, it makes
Yeah, from last week. It's just been sitting out.
It's the same glass.
makes a real noise on the way out. It's like gulp, 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 gulp.
That's the genie.
It's the genie coming out, baby.
It's got some weight to it too.
Yeah. All right. Josh, any fun facts on this bottle or anything that I'm missing?
Yeah, so the price is all over the place here.
I saw that too.
Yeah, that was my my go-to
I
thing.
looked this up earlier.
Total doesn't have it in stock, but they listed as $85. Drizzly
nice.
shows it at $50
I saw that.
plus shipping, so it's not local.
Sure.
And then I've also seen like 35. So, all over the place. But
there are different
It's 94
bottles.
proof.
yes.
There's different kinds. I don't know if we went to like the website and checked
Yep.
it out, but it seems as if not all Willet comes in that.
It looks like a bong.
It does kind of look like a bong.
You're
yes.
really searching for everything.
It does. It looks like a lot of things. Like a
describe
genie
this.
bottle, a bong.
All right.
It's got some weight to it.
Yes.
Ooh.
That's what I was
I
saying.
know. I
Yeah,
just-
yeah.
It's very audible on the
Can
way
we-
out.
can
Sure, give it.
There you go.
Oh,
yeah. That's purposeful. You know that's purposeful. That's why you.
Oh my god!
Sorry, guys. Ooh.
That's probably why it's got that little.
Pardon
lip
me.
In the.
It's like a little magic trick.
Yeah, some little magic trick.
All right, guys. See if we can not drop it.
Please don't drop it.
Oh,
It's weighty. Yeah.
a little stressful.
I got to work on a better system for that. That's a problem every week.
We need a bottle girl.
We do.
Or a bottle man.
Inclusive.
Yes.
Exactly.
We gotta get Sweetly in here.
Bottle
Be our
individual, right?
We
Yes.
we accept everyone. We accept everyone. All right. Now, last week we kicked off this episode. Reaching for the bottle. We kicked off this episode with a little bit of sports talk.
Little
Sports
foosball
talk.
talk.
Sports talk radio.
That's fine.
It's not really the format of this show,
It's not.
but we are getting down to the wire. Week 18 upon us.
Some
And
weird stuff happened.
There's weird things
Yeah.
happening in the NFL right now. A lot of people claim that it's rigged.
You think so? Oh my God! Shut up.
No, I'm not. All right. To clarify, I'm not saying that certain injuries were rigged.
Okay, all right.
What I'm
okay,
saying
that's what I
is-
thought you were saying. All right.
In the
I was about to
past
say.
couple of weeks, I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to back me into a corner.
I didn't say shit.
It's all right. Feel free.
Okay, go ahead. I'm
no,
sorry.
the
Go
last few weeks, there have been the research. I feel like every season at a certain point, typically towards, 16, 17, 18, not that 18's been around all that long, but what I'm saying, towards the end, there's conspiracy theories that come out that things are rigged. There recently was that one clip of the ref. I think it was a Commanders game
Mhm.
where he had him coming to the line and he was like, no, step up, come
Yeah.
to the line before they think he threw the flag, right? Very, very odd, very suspect, I would say, right?
Sus.
Yeah, and I think actually there's a documentary that just came out on maybe Netflix or something like that about corruption in the
I think after that
referees. The referee
got convicted of shaving. I don't know if it was shaving points or sports betting or something like that. And it was recent. Like he had just did it in like 2012 or something.
Exactly. And let's not forget the Deflategate with Tom Brady.
and
So
that-
obviously there's some weird stuff going on in the NFL.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah. So Ravens are in a very interesting position.
They are.
Not doing so hot. Not looking so great.
We gotta
Less than.
We gotta get Lamar back on the field. I think there's not enough urgency in what's happening. It's just kind of like
Doesn't feel like there's any urgency in it,
Yeah.
if I'm being honest.
From what I saw, he didn't practice today either. And it's Wednesday. So
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to imagine that they put Huntley back out there against the Bengals.
and
Now, I suppose they're assuming that
This is
we're
backup
in
Lamar,
either
right?
way.
no, yeah, backup
Yes,
Lamar.
backup Lamar. Backup Lamar.
Backup Lamar. They're like the same. Like, that's so fucking weird that they're just like almost the same person, but one is just slightly better.
That's true.
He's yeah. It's not slight, but it's literally like copy paste. almost.
All right. So you're saying, or you're thinking, no Lamar this weekend.
I would say he needs to play.
I
You
was
got to
saying-
get some reps.
I thought it was dependent on the Bills game. And obviously, we're going to get to that in a minute. But I thought that the Bills-Bengals outcome was going to, if the Bengals won, he wasn't going to play this weekend because it doesn't matter.
because it doesn't matter. And now that game, and we'll talk about what happened with that in a second. Now that game is holding the AFC North hostage, there's more implication.
You still need to
Yeah, we
win.
still
Like
need to
you would
win,
still
right.
have to win this game. It doesn't change anything.
Yeah.
But
You got to win. It just changes who we play. And if you want to play
it gives you some at-home field advantage too, right? Because if we get the top seed, then we get an at-home
then
game.
we get at home game.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Now, if we lose this game, we'll be playing. Do we move to the wild card, or we still?
Well, we would be the wild card regardless. We
Well,
would. The
Before we
Bengals-
lost last week, we were not the wild card. Then we
No,
lost.
We were wild
We were-
card regardless. It was coming
so
down.
we just clinched it.
Yeah,
Got
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Okay.
It's the only thing that's on the table at this stage in the game is the AFC North. If the Bengals lose to the Bills and we can beat them because we have the tiebreaker in that situation.
Five is like, Josh, what the fuck are you
Yeah,
doing?
I like tapped this tripod and she's like, oh.
Okay. So yeah, I come from, playing sports in school and
Sports background.
sports background. I think you
Did you play football?
play a little football.
Would you play?
I played a little corner, little safety.
Okay.
A funny story. A lot of people know that I went to high school in Richmond, Virginia.
Mm.
And the high school I went to was notoriously famous for college recruiting for football.
Mm.
And the one person that put me out of playing football was Michael Robinson. He won a Super Bowl with the Seattle Seahawks. I was in practice one day, and he literally ran me over. And that was the day I decided I'm not playing football anymore.
Wow.
Yeah, he literally put a foot in my chest, and I was like, yeah, fuck this. I want to work at Wendy's.
Hell yeah, dude. Here's the quitters. Am I right?
Cheers.
Let's go.
But you leave it, the sports mentality and people, I quit because I was 16 and undersized, but like,
I quit. I was a child.
I was a kid.
I was a child
But
in a man's game. What do you want me to say?
the mentality of it is on that level, you're supposed to go out and give it your all and leave it on the field. I would think if you're making millions of dollars to play the game that you love, if you're healthy and you have the skill to possibly change the outcome for your team, you would go out there and do it. So I'm not implying that anybody is not. But if Lamar can play, I would like for him to play.
He can play.
I think he can play.
There's no way that he can't play. He could have played last week.
But he ain't got no contract.
I don't think that that's good enough excuse at this stage.
I think that that's what's stopping him from playing. Right? We said this
but
18 weeks ago that
but he's still,
if he gets hurt, he's not going to play.
He's
again.
contracted though as a rookie player, right?
Yeah.
Like he has an obligation. He's getting paid $1.28 a week. He's making $1.28 million a week. Like he is getting paid. It is the contract that he's in.
Right.
And I do think at a certain extent, again, he would have been great if a contract thing would have worked out before the season started. I think it should have worked out before the season started.
Yeah.
But you can't ask for everything, not in, as far as I understand it, not be flexible on that. And then when like negotiations aren't moving anywhere, you don't have an agent, negotiations aren't going anywhere, the season starts, and then you say, we're not negotiating anything, we're not going to sort anything out during the season.
That, right? Yeah.
And then you're going to get salty during the last couple of weeks and act like I'm not going to play anymore. Because y'all
on a contract.
Either negotiate or don't negotiate, right? Either
it shouldn't have implications on your decisions later on in the season if you said we're not going to talk about it until the season's over.
I respect the I'm not going to budge. I want to get paid when I want to get paid. I respect not backing down from that. I think that's great. And I think that if you want to focus on the game and you want to play the game and you don't want to worry about the contract during the season, and that's going to be your rule, you're going to stand behind that, that's totally fine. Right. But you have to show up and play. You have to be you
got to be committed.
You got to be committed. You got to be good to your word. You can't ask for all of this on the front end. And then, in my opinion, that's just.
I'm totally with you. And I mean, bottom line is, I think he should play. I don't think that I don't think that there's any reason for him not to.
He's a little salty because I think he's not had the season he's wanted to have.
No, he has not.
And
he hasn't played up to that MVP potential.
I think he sees it going the other way for him, and I think that he's mad about that. Like I think that that's something that he's frustrated about. No, I have no insider knowledge on this, but the season has not been a knockout of the park for him. Now, he could come back in the playoffs and like blow everybody out of the water, but it's not 2019. We didn't make the playoffs last season.
No,
this year has been. I mean, I'm not saying we're not worthy of a playoff spot. I think we earned it, but it's not been easy getting there. And to be fair.
And we're 10-6.
Our path was somewhat easy.
And to be honest, 3 of those games we shouldn't have lost, and in 3 of those games Lamar has been out. We shouldn't have lost any games, to be honest. We should be 16-0.
Games. Yeah, there were a lot of games that Lamar did play that we shouldn't have lost.
We shouldn't have lost.
And you could put that on the defense if you want.
There you go.
Fair. That's fine. But, I mean, I think that they responded. I think the defense is in a really good position now. Now, again, they still are blowing some fourth quarter leads and whatnot. I don't know what you do about that. But it's like hard when you don't have it's hard, I think, in the modern NFL when you don't have a good balance of offense, defense. Like, you can have a kick-ass one or the other. I still think you're going to struggle against a lot of teams.
Well, yeah, true. And there's very, very few teams that have both, and they're great, and they've won a Super Bowl in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Ravens had both. They won a Super Bowl to start the last decade and haven't been back since. But I mean, that's neither here nor there. But the boys got to play. You got to get out there, man. Yeah, Lamar, I don't know if you listen to this shit, but you got to get out there.
I can tell you he doesn't.
He definitely does not. But he's probably still mad I told him to fire his mom.
That's right. You did.
I did tell him to fire his mom.
You did. Here we are, still with no contract.
He's outside right now.
All right. I don't think he plays this weekend.
I don't either. I don't think he plays.
I
don't
Even
know
with
implications.
I don't know at what point. I feel like I do think at some point people are going to have to fess up though to what's going on. Because I don't think you can just bow out of 5 games and just give everybody the same story every week of like Harbaugh's back, always out there, just like I don't know when he's going to play. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I think at some point you've got to like come through and be like, hey, like
I think
he's cleared to play for this week. That's when he's going to.
But we're not going to play him,
or he's there's contract issues and he doesn't want to play, which I'm curious about. Like,
well, if you say
if you're cleared to play, can you refuse to play?
No, I don't. I think you can hold out, which Le'Veon Bell did.
Like, if he's being like, I'm not going to play, like, do they take his money back? How does that work?
You don't play. You don't get paid if you don't play. Period. So if he holds out, he's just not going to get paid.
Sure.
If you're cleared, you're in void of your contract.
That could be a possibility, and we just don't know that.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of in-house things that we're not necessarily privy to because we're fucking civilians.
Yes.
We can't tell him his knee doesn't hurt if it fucking hurts.
Yes. And I do think another piece of that too, I do think the Ravens are somewhat mischievous about the injury report. Yeah. I feel like they put people on there that don't necessarily need to be on there to just kind of keep teams unsure of what the offense or defense is going to look like come game day.
That's a common thing of football, period.
Yeah.
This guy didn't practice all week. Meanwhile, he's running reps in the fucking...
Yeah, but then my point is like they could just be keeping him on the injury report. Like, is there a checks and balance for the injury report that is independent from the team?
I don't...
Or can somebody at the team, like if Lamar's like, hey, I'm not playing like until you get this contract thing figured out, is somebody being like on the PR side like, hey, that's not good news. Like, just say he's injured. Keep him on the list.
Yeah, we need a Ravens contact, someone that we can call.
I mean, I don't think anybody knows. There's a lot of people that are covering this that have way more contacts than we do, and they don't know either. So
too drunk.
We're just
about football.
Rambling. Okay, moving on. Let's close out on the football talk.
Yeah. So I said the reason the AFC North is being held hostage is because of the unfortunate incident that happened with Damar Hamlin last Monday night, where he just suddenly collapsed on the field. The word is that he had cardiac arrest due to trauma to the chest. They didn't really know what was going on with him.
Now, did they say it was trauma to the chest, or was it a pre-existing condition that led to it?
We still don't have clear.
Yeah.
He just had a heart attack on the field.
I mean, I'm sure you take a shot to the chest, it doesn't help. But.
Yeah, right. But with that, prayers up to him. I hope he makes a full recovery. But with that game being canceled has caused so much fucking hoopla in the NFL because it's like, do they play the game? Do they pick up where they left off?
I feel like normally there's more decisiveness in those. Like, I understand that it was something that really happened like unforeseen.
Right.
But hard to imagine that there isn't some sort of playbook out there that they have internally as to what happens if A, B, and C, right? You would think that they would know there would be a protocol for if somebody goes through this on the field. Like a cardiac arrest, like I'm surprised kind of that it hasn't happened
before. Maybe given the violence of this game.
But it just seems like that kind of thing would be something that would happen once in a while. Or anyway, like I said, back to my point, it seems like you'd have a playbook for that.
Well, it's almost like we didn't go through a pandemic 2 years ago and they played a whole season that they had to flex games out and stop and shit like that and players. So like
we've learned nothing.
Like it was like, you would think that, yes, this is a very, very unfortunate incident, but I don't think that the NFL does not have the wherewithal to figure out how to continue this game. Like what was it? The Bills were up 7-3. With
Bengals were up.
Bengals were up 7-3, 7 minutes into the fourth. You just pick it up later on in, after week 18, let them finish the game. That'd be it.
Yeah, it is a little odd though, because I feel as if a lot of what happens in week 18 would have been fueled or inspired by what happened in week 17. So it kind of takes everything out of order, right? Like the implications of how the Ravens and the Bengals will play each other is potentially different because of how this game took.
Well, what happens with rain delays, right? They either postpone the game, cancel the game. They don't declare a tie just because a tornado ripped through the stadium.
Yeah.
They play it at a later date.
I do recall one game. It was a Ravens game, and it was a few years ago where it was, I think, in the fourth quarter, and they just ended the game.
Did they get a tie? I think I remember that.
No, I think the Ravens were up by like like 15 or 20 points or something. So they just said that the Ravens won.
They gotta be. Well, that has to be like both sides have to agree to that. Like there
Yeah,
was
I
no
think,
way for us to come back.
As
like,
I recall it, it was like a rain delay or a thunderstorm thing. It might have been down south or something. I can't remember which game it was specifically, but it ended with like 4 minutes left to play, and they were like, "We're just gonna call it and get out of here." Anyway, very good. So
yeah, personally, I feel like they gotta play it. Like they just push it out, flex it out, play it on a Tuesday, Wednesday night. Is there even any weekday games in week 18? Can someone, Josh?
are you? You're thinking everything's played Saturday and Sunday,
right?
Yeah.
So
there would be no Monday night game.
So give him back the Monday night game.
It would be a Monday night game, no? Because Monday night is technically the last night. It's not
right.
Yeah, it's the last night of week 18.
Make it a doubleheader. Just play it on the day. Remember,
right?
fucking
Monday would be the last.
You can't
COVID,
do that,
there was
though.
1 o'clock
You
games
can't
on
do
a
that
Wednesday
because the Bengals and the Ravens play on Sunday.
So they have to push it back another week.
Correct.
So just make it the primetime game, week 19, and we just push the playoffs back. We just went through COVID. Like we've done all this before.
Yeah, I don't think that that's probably too
Thursday?
much work to push all.
Oh,
that.
you can't play 2 games in 1 week. Like you can't.
Yeah,
Those guys will be
but the
fucking
problem
trash.
then is if they play on Thursday, then they would have to.
Thursday. You can't play Monday, Thursday.
You can't play Thursday, Sunday.
You can't play
because if
Thursday,
they played
Sunday.
Thursday night, then they'd have to play that Sunday again. Because the Bengals would then both the Bengals and the Bills are in. The only team, I guess, the Bills. No, the Bills don't have a number 1 spot.
Yeah, neither one of them have the first seed bye.
Yeah,
so
correct.
if they play,
So they would both then play Sunday.
exactly, play right back.
So they can't do that.
Fuck.
They're
They just
gonna
got to push the playoffs.
They would
back.
have to push the playoffs.
Do it. Goodell, do it. Fuck it.
I don't know why you didn't just keep the Bills in town for an extra day and just let them play Tuesday.
I
mean, there must be logistics behind that, but
I think there's a medical implication to why they can't just play games. Like the reason games are 5 to 6 days apart.
yeah, but they still would have had. They still would have had 5
that's
days.
bargaining
They could have
agreement.
also pushed it to Monday. Like they could have
That too.
if the Bills Bengals would have played on Tuesday night instead of Monday, if they'd have just delayed it 24 hours, and they could have just pushed their games to.
Well, we also
Monday.
didn't know if this kid was going to live or not, and I don't know if.
No, I understand
Yeah.
that. I mean, there's that's the other side of that coin, right?
Yeah,
there's like
it
the
all fucking sucks.
there's like the
Yeah.
logistics of the season
Yeah.
and how that all plays out, which I mean,
Yeah.
does have some relevancy or weight to it, I suppose, given the scope and scale of it. But then on the other hand, you do have a guy's life hanging in the balance. But it
Yeah.
does seem as if, and again, I'm not saying he's not fighting for his life, but he is
Seem to be
he is
progressing
he's
to the.
progressing. He's being taken care
Yeah.
of by probably some of the top doctors, I would think, out there. I mean, he's not. I think as far as
Every
like,
report, there's progress.
Correct.
Which is great.
all things considered, this is kind of like best worst case scenario, right? Like he's progressing. He is in care. Like he is being taken care of. Things are moving forward.
I think the next step of this, which we'll probably get tomorrow, is if he's awake and fully coherent.
Yeah.
I think he's still kind of sedated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't have a Bills jersey to wear in respect, but you've got some blue on, so good for
Yeah.
you.
Shout out to Buffalo.
There you go, baby. There you go.
Yeah.
So news is very light.
That's
these
why. Yeah.
couple
That's
of
why
weeks.
you got us.
New
We're holding
Year's,
y'all hostage with
holidays
football
coming
news.
out with some holiday news.
Before we go into that, do we want to discuss?
Let's chat about this real quick. I've had
Will
a couple
it?
of sips. Of,
Will it?
Will it? Yeah. Yep. We'll get one more real quick. All right.
Very forward
my
bourbon
thoughts.
taste, but it tastes good.
It's smooth.
Very
Can I give you
smooth.
some tasting notes?
Delicious.
Absolutely, Josh.
Let's go with the nose.
The nose is a vanilla lemon cake.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, very
Palate is a balance of caramel, vanilla, spices, and citrus.
Let's go.
I don't think we've ever said the 2 words lemon cake on the show. So
Well, so I'm reading this from their website, and it continues. I'm not sure if they made the opulent bottle to match the whiskey or vice versa. And I thought, that's weird. Why would they write that about themselves and say they? And then I see it's
I love the humor.
tasting
in it.
notes
It-
courtesy of,
Great
and
quote.
it's
that's
a reviewer.
Good. That's good.
Yeah, so I feel like it's smooth. I would put it on the sweeter side. It's like it hits sweeter, but it's not a bad thing. It's not overly sweet or synthetic tasting. Like it's not like a sugary sweet
No.
necessarily, but it's nice.
after
it's
dinner
very
drink.
warm. I
Yeah.
like that. It It has a good amount of like bite isn't the right word.
No, it doesn't have.
But there's like a warmth. There's like a whiskey bourbon feel to it that's not lost in it being smooth. Sometimes you can like drink things and it feels really light and not like just feels thin to me flavor wise.
Cheap shit.
Yeah, this feels solid throughout.
It's heavy, but not heavy in a
hits you in a good way. It's
not heavy like the J Riddle was like very like.
Yeah, it was very assertive. Yeah, it felt like alcohol.
I was being arrested.
Felt like alcohol. Yeah. Yes.
I was being put in the back of a cop car.
Hell yeah.
This tastes more like I'm meeting my father for dinner.
This is a good. Yeah. This is like a good time.
Yeah. This is a good time.
Relax. Yeah. Relaxation. Book.
Yeah.
Dim lights. Nothing to do for the rest of the night. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
You feel me?
You feel me? You feel me, Tom?
Yeah. Josh, you got any words?
High marks for the Willie.
I agree. It is the sweet. I like the sweet on it. Yeah, generally it's pretty good.
We're gonna have to track down some of the other Willets and get involved with those to see if they compare. They compare rather. He's nodding his head.
Okay.
He's into it. He's enjoying it. Yeah.
Right.
And it's a fun container.
Look at this fucking bottle, bro.
It's a fun bottle. Yeah. It's kind of like that tequila that comes in the tall thing with the bell on the top.
The Clase. Is it Clase or Case? Case Azul.
Like half the cost is in the bottle.
Yeah, my New York homies love that fucking shit.
At least. I've had it a couple of times. It's not good. I've had it a couple of times. It's fine. That's
$149.
It's not that good.
At total.
For the
Bell tequila.
Yeah.
It's a big thing in Vegas.
It's a little bit more of a showpiece.
Yeah, it's a little
bit more of a showpiece. I feel the same way about Johnny Walker Blue.
That
a little more of a showpiece.
Yeah, a lot of guys in suits with no tie pulling out that Johnny.
It's
Walker
not.
Blue.
Here's the thing. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's just not worth what they're asking.
Nah,
that's all. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, if that's what you like, drink it.
Yeah, of course. I'm not going to shame anybody for what they like.
Correct.
To drink.
I would just say it's a little overpriced. That's all. But that's Johnny Walker, though.
Yeah,
it's kind of the vibe. All right, so let's dive into a little bit of movie news. We'll do a little catch up on the old James Cameron. He reports have it that he's hit 1.5 billion, and that now
and it's climbing.
For some reason, they were saying that 2 billion was his dollar mark for like when they would start making money. But recently, a report came out saying that now it is actually starting to make cash at 1.5, which I don't know, TBD. That's just a report that I read.
Why would you even make $1 billion?
Does seem like it's climbing 7% up from the prior weekend.
Doesn't even make sense to me.
It has beat out Maverick now.
Fuck James Cameron.
Sorry. But yeah, it is an interesting thing. I continue to speak to people about it. I think I have actually convinced Emily finally to go with me. So that's
good
nice.
job.
But
good job, Em.
You know what? I still don't feel like there's a lot of people out there that I talk to that are that interested in it.
Nobody.
And everybody that I have talked to that has seen it says the same thing. Says, yeah, the story is the same as last time, but it's very cool to watch. But there is not the buzz and the hype around it. When the first Avatar came out, it was a very
the elements were new, right? The elements of it were something you hadn't experienced before.
Yeah,
going
it was
to
an
the movies.
iconic moment in time. Yeah. I remember Avatar being like just this wild thing. Nobody could believe it. And that has seemingly been lost in this. I think.
Josh, can you look this up for me?
Of course.
How much has Avatar grossed domestically? Because I have a theory. I think that the elements of Avatar that James Cameron is leaning into are not what's driving it in the US. I think all of the money that's driving
I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying? Like
it's produced for a different market.
It's not
$420 million as of 3 days ago.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? That's $600 million.
So less than a third of that.
Right. Is in other
it is certainly
parts of the world.
It is certainly designed for international markets.
So basically we're spoiled.
That
we
was
don't
the
give
case.
A shit about it.
That was the case with the first one as well.
Yeah.
It really cleaned up. They really engineer it specifically for the international market.
And they're eating that shit up. They love that shit.
Remember when the first one came out and a bunch of people killed themselves?
No, my God.
There was a bunch of people, yeah. You can look this up. There was a bunch of people that like there was like suicides that took place after the first Avatar that came out because people were like depressed that Pandora was so rad and that like that was never going to be something that they would experience.
I just don't want to laugh.
The Guardian.
I just don't want to.
Post-Avatar depression syndrome. Why do fans feel blue after watching James Cameron's film? The header line, the next line. PADS is not a medically recognized condition, but the feelings people experience are very real.
Let's go.
Yo, the black suits are gonna pull up to this fucking podcast and be like, "Yo, let's take the equipment."
It's just what I read. I don't know anybody personally that jumped. I'm just saying. I'm just telling you what I read. It's a thing, though. It's a thing. People get so wrapped up into it.
Post fucking Avatar blues.
Here's the thing. I don't think James Cameron has to defend himself. I kind of get it now. For a while, I was like, I don't get the suicide thing. That's not what I'm saying.
No, you James Cameron.
I get the James Cameron thing. I don't think he has to apologize anymore. I get it. I get his little like tour that he did of like just shitting on everybody and like coming after all interviewers that were like, "There's no way this is gonna make enough money." I get it. I get it now. I get why he's so mad all the time. Because he's making so much cash. There you go. Oh my God. Yeah, he keeps doing what everyone says that he can't do. He keeps accomplishing it.
Ever since I went to see Avatar, I've been depressed. Watching the wonderful world of Pandora and all the Na'vi made me want to be one of them, one wrote. I even contemplate suicide, thinking that if I do, it will be rebirthed in a similar world to Pandora and that everything is the same as Avatar. Another said, quote, "Are there other people out there who think humanity is going south?"
Yeah, dude. This was also in 2009, so there's no way they're still around at this point. Can't be.
All of our ad money is gone. Because we said suicide.
It's fine. It's all right. I think it's fine.
This is what happens.
Wait a second. Is self-transitioned a synonym for the word that we can't say anymore?
Well, this is what happens.
That's the new thing.
Show notes.
That's the real
self-transitioned. Interesting. All right.
Wow.
Boom. All right. So James, he keeps climbing, baby. He's on his way to the top.
Good for you,
on his
old
way to
fuck.
the top. Still nobody in this room has seen it, but here we are. All right. Is there anything? Did you add anything else to the list?
I added.
I know Jeremy Renner was on there.
Let's just talk about Jeremy Renner. So new details came out about the accident. If you're not hip to what happened, he was in a very traumatic, very traumatic snowplow accident.
Snowplow related incident.
Snowplow related incident. It was like a lot of blood loss and like he was like fucked up and shit. And good to see him like posting on Instagram. Like he basically said like I'm fucked up. Like
he got
love y'all. Talk to you later.
He got run over.
Got his legs run over.
His chest. He had
he's fucked up.
Some trauma to his chest, and he almost lost one of his legs, is my understanding.
But they saved it.
They've not actually said anything. They've not said that he's lost anything, but they've not said that he's kept anything. They just said that he's gone through some surgeries and he's okay. And that he did post a video thanking fans,
he did.
But he was not able to hold the phone, apparently, or was not able to film it himself.
He's very banged up,
which is a good thing. But when it first happened, there was concern that he would maybe lose like some limbs, I think, given the amount of trauma to portions of his body.
If you live in a northern state.
I've not seen full body shots, though.
Yes, we have not. And you are familiar with snowplows. They are very fucking dangerous. Like,
yeah.
Like, was it the truck snowplow or was it the one you.
My understanding is it was a snowcat, which is what I saw in several articles, which is a little different. But it still does plowing. It has the ability to do it. This is that thing that you see crawling up the side of like ski resort mountains, like goes up and it has a plow in the front and it can like flatten everything out and do all that. Apparently he has one of these, or that's what the article said.
He was helping a neighbor.
It's right there. He was clearing off the article that we recently read. Emily and I read one while we were at
the new one that came out today, right?
He was clearing off
he was
his
being a
driveway.
good Samaritan. Yeah.
so that he had family over for the holidays. He was clearing out his driveway because there was a lot of snow on it, and he was not in the vehicle. He was outside of it, obviously.
And it like malfunctioned.
Something happened. It ran over him. He got caught underneath of it, et cetera, et cetera.
Fuck.
But yeah, and I guess he was airlifted to hospital. But seems like he's all right. He's awake.
Taking selfies. So
yeah,
let's just hope for the best. Yeah, man. It's just like celebrities are just fucking themselves up. Yeah, you see about Jay Leno, the car fire.
Yeah, he lost like a part of his face.
Yeah, what the fuck are y'all?
He was he's engine fire. He's in there messing around
With his fucking
he's
172
retired.
cars.
He's retired now, isn't he?
Yeah,
He's got a show though, still, does he not?
Comedians with cars, but
yeah.
I don't believe that's hard work. He just goes get coffee and rides around in expensive cars.
Yeah. Well,
this isn't hard work.
He looked all right. He came out of it. He posted a picture. He was standing.
Yeah,
there.
he looked okay, but like, you guys gotta chill.
Yeah,
chill out.
It's tough out there, man. All right, so beyond Jeremy
no more
Renner,
bad news. Let's get some.
He's all right.
Let's make fun of who are we making fun of now? Ed Norton.
I did not see this news or this article, so you have to paint
Isaiah
you have
fucking
to paint
said this shit. You got a source
to clarify.
CNN.
To clarify, this is Ed Norton.
Ed Norton,
in
Fight Club, first Hulk.
Yep.
He is
We're there.
the 12th removed grandson of Pocahontas.
But at 12
it don't
levels
count
down,
no more. I don't think it counts anymore.
How many people are related to her at 12 levels down?
I don't know. Like, I don't really count anyone past like my great grandmother. Like,
I know my parents.
Right. That's who I know. I don't know.
I know my parents, and I've seen photos of my grandparents.
I think he's reaching for some inclusion.
I knew my grandparents. I don't beyond my grandparents though. If I'm being honest,
I seen pictures. That's it.
Yeah, I don't think I ever knew any of my great grandparents. I mean, maybe when I was a baby or something, but never as like I can't recall it. But yeah, I don't know. 12 layers.
12 deep?
I couldn't go 12 back. I'd have to get some ancestry.com stuff.
I don't know, man. 12 deep for me is like mid-Atlantic Ocean.
That's the next thing, actually. Go ahead.
Sorry. I was
carry on.
It was really dark. I'm sorry.
Good grief. What was the time frame in which Pocahontas was running around?
1610, Jamestown.
Pocahontas was born in 1596 and died in 1617.
Oh, she died. So wait,
where did that go? I just saw it pop in and then
1596.
Oh, I see it. Got it.
Wow. That's wild.
That's so wild.
That's wild.
Yeah.
And that's Ed Norton's grandmother.
Yeah, Ed Norton. This is from CNN. Now, this was all of this is in a PBS documentary called Finding Your Roots.
Oh, yeah.
And as part of this, as part of this, he discovered this lineage, right?
Of course, yeah. There's been a lot of famous people on this show. I think Diddy found out like part of his heritage, like owned slaves, and he was like all broken up about it. And
right. And so this CNN article actually has quite a lot of
words.
What am I focusing on here? It makes you realize what a small piece of whole human story you are, Norton remarked following the revelation. There's another CNN article that I was going to...
Taylor has his, he's just shaking his head.
That I was going to jump into here that says the title of the CNN article is You Want to Die. Edward Norton learns details about slaves one of his ancestors owned. Now, to me, it shouldn't be a huge surprise.
It's not a surprise. Like, we know. Yeah, you should be like, damn, we ain't on no slaves. Okay, cool.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, we know what America's built on. We know he's drinking straight out the bottle. You know, like it is what it like. I'm not desensitizing any of it. We just it should be common knowledge by now that this is kind of where we are. You know what I'm saying? Like all of this knowledge is right at our fingertips.
Yeah.
So for you to just be surprised, Ed Norton, like, come on, bro.
Yep.
It's funny that comment that you made about Diddy, how one of his ancestors on slaves, he's been exploiting people.
Oh yeah, yeah. You get it honest, you fuck.
I'm thinking maybe we all need to submit some DNA testing. We'll find out our
all
true
four of us?
lineages.
Well, we might all find out we're related to Ed Norton, and that might be a bigger
That's
problem.
the part I don't want to be. I do not want to be related. Oh, well.
We got to find out where we all came from, who we owned, what we owned.
Who we owned and what we owned. Ugh.
We just got, I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Yep, demonetized.
Let's,
Yeah. No funding for this episode.
I have no idea. Maybe we can get it endorsed.
Episode brought to you by 23andMe.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. We could get endorsed by 23andMe, and then every episode we could bring somebody on and reveal their results to them.
that were
23andMe really made me feel uncomfortable about life. It can help you too.
Oh, we get a random cousin we haven't met. and
Yeah.
bring
We'd
them
be
on
like
and
the
talk to
modern day Maury Povich.
them. Yeah. You're my cousin.
We have the yellow envelope. I have your results right here. Is the we know who you were.
You claimed blah blah blah. Results of the test show that was wrong.
Oh my god. Yes.
Dramatic pause.
Scandinavian roots.
Yeah.
Turns out you're Jewish.
Yeah.
Turns out you're Jewish.
God.
Who was it that we were just talking about last week? We weren't talking about it. This is derailing, but the new the elected representative from Long Island that
Derailing.
faked his resume and claimed to be Jewish, and then he claimed that his family fled Ukraine to get away from the Germans, and then it came out that his family has been from Brazil for at least 3 generations. They have no Jewish and no Ukrainian history.
I just don't. We talk politics for a second because I seen an article that I wanted to talk about on the way
Okay.
here. The representative from, I want to say Kansas, was sworn in on a comic book. he was sworn in on Superman #1. He took the oath and said, because he took the oath on the book because he felt like this is the type of person I should represent for my
Superman?
Robert Garcia
Yes.
thinks that comic books are, quote, serious shit.
Hell yes.
I can't
Let's
fuck with
go.
that guy. I can't fuck
go,
with that
dude.
guy. Yeah. So yeah, like I don't know, man. I don't know how serious,
Good for him.
and like I watch, like the shit on my watch list.
Pause for a second. This is better.
Please.
His tweet will be proudly sworn with a photograph.
Of the Superman
Okay.
book.
Will be proudly sworn into Congress in the U.S. Constitution. On the U.S. Constitution. Underneath the Constitution will be 3 items that mean a lot to me personally. A photo of my parents who I lost to COVID, my citizenship certificate, and the original Superman #1. And original Superman
It's
#1.
got to be kind of pricey, though.
Superman's
Gotta
an
be.
immigrant, so I get it.
Yeah, they get it from the Library of Congress.
Yeah. They got to have Superman.
It's not
#1.
his personal copy.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So if I'm sworn into Congress, I can make a book request. Oh,
It doesn't have to be the Bible.
All right.
The Quran. It doesn't have to be none of that.
Taylor,
yeah, let's go. Dude.
you get one
What's
book.
up?
You're sworn into Congress. You get
I-
one book to be sworn in
I ain't
under
read that many
the
books, dude.
huh?
I ain't read that many books.
Come on.
Also,
You ain't got to read it.
are you saying a book? We talking
you
comics?
get
or
whatever the
talking
fuck
about
you want?
book.
Yeah, he got a comic book. You can get whatever you want. You get a Playboy magazine. You get fucking
I don't know, man. I don't know.
you
That's
get
a big question, though.
get a PF Chang's menu if you want.
Cheesecake Factory menu, please.
That's hefty.
I need some depth to this.
That's a thick menu. That's a thick menu.
Cheesecake Factory. Let me tell you, I'm not to derail. I mean, we've already been derailed.
Enough.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this-
right.
this is
Mhm. It's
whatever.
happened.
Man, cheesecake. What a time, though, dude. Really,
Great
It's
place.
been a long time since I've been there.
Only place you can get chicken
But
tenders
yeah, real substantial. book.
and like a grand plate of taquitos.
Yep.
Yes.
I found a copycat recipe for their garlic chicken farfalle pasta. Made that the other day.
Good
I mean, it's an acceptable substitute, but I should have taken the 15-minute drive.
When's the last time you've been at Cheesecake Factory?
Oh, years.
Years.
Probably while I was at the fruit stand.
yeah,
that's
yeah.
Fruit
same.
stand, yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
We should go to the
We should do
Cheesecake
it
Factory.
lunch at the
What was the bartender that worked there? Is it Frank? What was his name?
No.
Kevin?
I can't
Kyle?
remember his name.
Frank?
very, very generic
the
name,
big
but I know
guy.
it's-
Yeah.
I
Super
cannot
nice.
remember his name.
super nice dude.
Yeah,
Super
very
nice.
nice.
He hook it
Always-
up once in a while.
Yeah, he
You
definitely
go down to
hook it up.
Cheesecake at happy hour, man. They had a banging happy hour. They had those buffalo chicken
Sliders,
No, the little
bites.
pockets, the little pockets.
Yeah, the taquito type things.
Yeah,
They came in little triangles.
my wife
Buffalo
hates
chicken,
Cheesecake
Yeah,
Factory.
delicious.
You can get
this for
And it
you
was
could
so
get-
cheap.
They were $5 in the happy hour, man. And there was a lot of those.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
got like 8 on a plate. That would fill you up.
Yep. And then
But
like
you-
a $4 beer, like
Yeah.
tall beer.
Yeah, you'd get a couple of Blue Moons on top of that.
You
head
know what
back to work.
Cheesecake Factory
Good
is?
Lord. Dude,
Cheesecake Factory is the adult cafeteria. You know what I mean? It's like if you're gonna go to a cafeteria, I want to go to Cheesecake Factory because I can get a little bit of everything.
maybe. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and a bar. I can get anything anything you can think of.
Yeah, but
Cheesecake Factory has a version of.
that's
and a
probably
bar.
true. That's probably true. That's fair. That's fair.
Pancakes,
They
chicken
got a
tenders,
lot. That's fair.
taquitos,
Yeah.
some
They
type
do
of
it all.
salad. Yeah, pumpernickel bread, and then I could get
That's
some dessert on my way
right.
out.
Yeah.
You know what I
they always
mean?
hit You want some bread? Psh, let's go.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah,
That-
whatever,
Oh, so good.
whatever you got, back there, bring
So
it
good.
out, man. Let's
Let me
go.
get some bread and an unhealthy amount of butter.
Yeah, that's right. Good.
Unhealthy amount.
Didn't they have like a?
That's delicious.
Wasn't
Yeah.
there like a
Outback
pasta
is-
item
yep.
there that was like 3,000 calories? Wasn't there
definitely.
was
It's like
like
a
They had
chicken
to.
pasta shit.
yeah, it was like
They
the
had to.
highest. It's like the worst food in that like echelon of restaurant.
And you know what I love about Cheesecake Factory? Nobody is sharing dishes. Everyone's getting everything that they want, and they're like, "Fuck it." Like I'm eating all this shit.
Yeah, they're big dishes.
You
They're big
should be. You
portions.
should share.
Yeah.
Because the portions are fucking stupid.
Feeds a family.
But everybody gets their own shit. And they're like,
The loaded baked potato tots on their small plates menu has 1,000 calories.
And then on top of that, you don't go to Cheesecake and not get dessert.
and then you got the cheesecake bar is like right. Yeah.
The Cheesecake Bar is an interesting thing. As somebody who like worked at the mall and ate at Cheesecake Factory a lot, I bypassed
did,
the Cheesecake Bar and the dessert on the way out. It was always offered, but I did skip it a lot.
I think the cheesecake bar is for leisure. Like a lot of leisurely people are eating dinner. Like when we would eat there, we were like lunch break. Like I don't have time for dessert.
yeah, you head back up to the Apple Store, the Genius Bar to hold you up.
It smells like
You'd
bodies.
be on the other end of it, just
The last thing I want is cheesecake on my
leaning
stomach.
top of it. God,
Oh God!
what a
Can I
time,
piss
dude.
real quick?
R.I.P. bro.
Chicken Caesar salad on their small or appetizer salads menu, 1,000 calories. How do you get that on a chicken Caesar salad?
All right, guys, it's just me.
Yep.
All by myself. You remember in Wayne's World when he's on camera by himself and he just freaks out? Ah, God, what a scene. So good, so good. Well, let's see. What do we got, guys? What can I say? By myself, killing time. What else is on the list? Let me. Why don't you tell me what's
all right.
next?
We got
Did he add anything else to the list?
Austin Taylor Johnson, rumored to be the next Bond.
Yeah.
Ezra Miller.
Ooh, Ezra's back.
And Megan.
I saw the notes on the Ezra thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was the last thing? Megan?
Megan, the creepy doll movie.
Oh, okay. Very
Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Android, apparently.
Yes, I've seen the trailers for this.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Looks fun.
Yeah, it's looks a little goofy, looks a little fun, looks a little scary. I'm here for it. It's something I'd watch at home if it came on streaming, I would say.
Welcome back.
Thank God, dude.
How are you feeling about the Christian Bale movie set to come on Netflix on Friday?
About Edgar Allan Poe.
The Pale Blue Eye.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? It's got I think a mid-60s on Rotten Tomato.
It's based in Baltimore, right?
No,
Edgar Allan Poe. That's
it's
Baltimore.
not. Edgar Allan Poe is a character in the movie. I think it's like
Yeah, he's like helping Edgar
thriller,
Allan Poe.
murder mystery thriller
What's it
kind
called?
of thing.
Sorry?
The Pale Blue Eye, I believe. Edgar Allan Poe is in it as a cadet or
like a
something.
helper.
He's in the military and he is just an assistant or like in it as like a side character. I think I don't know if he's actually a main character or not. TBD, but looking forward to it. I mean, I'll give it a watch. I like Christian Bale. It's I don't know. It's probably okay. It's probably fine. Mid-60s Netflix. Why not?
I hope Poe wears the Ravens costume in the show.
Comes out in a Ravens outfit. All right. So,
Yeah.
back on track. Here
Sorry,
we are.
I had to take a leak.
It's
man.
all good, dude.
Got to stop those tall
In
glass
that
of
amount of
waters.
time, we've actually finished up.
Yeah,
We're not
sure.
We're
recording
all
going
done.
anymore.
back and shit.
You had, what was the next thing on the list? Josh was running me through it.
Yeah, the next thing on the list was the next Bond.
You
Yo.
added this. This is
Austin
a heavy,
Taylor.
heavy rumor, though.
Well, yeah, heavy. But Austin Taylor James has been rumored to have met with
Johnson.
Let's give
Austin
the people.
Taylor Johnson.
No,
let's give the
it is.
people some
Sorry.
It's
context.
James?
Give the people some context.
You've meshed two names
I
together, I
fucked
think, in
up.
the list. I'm trying to figure out who we're actually
Jonathan
talking
Taylor
about here.
Thomas.
No, my God. This is the kid from the. Oh God,
He was
what
in
it? Kick-Ass.
Avengers.
Kick-Ass.
Kick-Ass, Bullet Train.
Yeah, we need to give the people some context. He's a little bit of a obscure. He's an.
He's
outlier.
not. He doesn't have a franchise attached to him. Like he doesn't. He's never
Yeah, he's
been
a
like a
little bit of an
leading
outlier.
man.
All right.
He's kind of just.
So rumor has it he has met with Bond producers, and
Yes.
he is perhaps being considered for the Bond role.
and he's British.
I'm neither for him or against him.
You hate him.
I'm right up the middle on it. I don't have any. I don't know. He's not an exciting person to me per se, but
But you seen Bullet Train, right? He was pretty
I've
good.
not
in that.
seen Bullet Train.
Oh,
Yet.
see Bullet Train. I think that's what got him the call.
Brad Pitt's in Bullet Train, man.
Brad Pitt wasn't really that good in Bullet Train.
Yeah, but Brad Pitt's in Bullet Train. I like Brad Pitt.
Well, yeah, then watch it.
I will.
Watch it. Watch it.
And his name is Aaron Taylor Johnson.
What did I say?
There it
Austin
is.
Taylor Jones. What did I say?
You said Austin Taylor Jones, but on the
That's a
list you
black-
wrote
that's a
Austin
black
Taylor
name.
Johnson. Truth.
All right. So
Yeah,
he's TBD
so-
as Bond. Nothing
Yeah.
official, but TBD.
I like it. I'm
you
not.
like it. He's
yeah.
here for it. TBD. We'll see. What's the next item on this list? Speed round.
Ezra Miller,
Ezra Miller.
our friend.
What's the latest on this? You sent something, but I didn't see it.
Yeah, Warner Brothers execs are continuing keeping them because of successful mental health treatment.
Yeah, no surprise. There's been no rumor of cancellation, and we said it last week that
But they've only got one movie. He's only attached to one movie, right?
he's fucking a problem.
No, I know, but it's not as if Gunn has come out and been like, "Oh, we're keeping him."
Yeah, I think Dunn is the overarching, like the overall decision if we keep him or not. And this movie better fucking do $3 billion at the box office
It's
because
definitely not.
like there's no way this something with the star of it being so
They're
problematic.
they're just trying to recoup their money at this point.
How
They're
much?
far enough down the rabbit hole. They've got to make their money back.
Okay,
on it.
all right. Well, that's okay, Josh. How much? What's the budget on the Flash? It can't be that much.
I'm gonna guess 175.
That's a good guess. I was gonna say 200. That's a really good. That's
200 million.
come on.
So if it's 200 million, they got 200. They got 200 on top of that for promo.
And
Yeah.
Bale.
So they're 400 in, extra 100 for Bale, and whoever he's paid off at this point. So let's just say an even 5.
Bail money? Get him out.
Let's say let's say they need an even 500 to cover their losses.
Okay. Will they make it with streaming? Yeah, I think so.
No.
You don't think so? I think all of the
No.
the news attached to it is going to make people go see it.
I don't think
And then the
I don't think streaming pays.
it has to. So
I don't
subs.
think it pays.
You get the subs. The subs
Yeah, but-
calculate the
yeah,
streams.
What is that attached to? Who owns Flash? Who owns the Flash?
Warner Brothers.
Warner
DC,
Brothers.
Warner Brothers, yeah.
So you're saying that they're going to compensate millions of dollars via subscriptions because of the Flash. I don't think anybody's signing up for HBO for
Just
the Flash.
for it.
No.
Well, they pay for you
I
get
think-
ads in the front of HBO Max shit, right?
Yeah, but only for HBO stuff. They're not promoting
You're
other
right.
things.
Yeah. They're not
So
doing other shit.
I think there's two things. One, I think this movie is going to struggle to hit 500 million unless it's really, really good.
It has
Maybe
to be
it is.
good,
Maybe
bro.
it is.
Like
But then I think on the other hand, the streaming thing, I don't think there's any meaningful way to correlate subscriptions to a project per se. I think it's very hard. I mean, unless you sign up for HBO Max and they ask you, hey, why did you sign up? And you say, I signed up because I want to watch The Flash. I don't think that they're tracking that. I don't know how you would track that.
How much did Snyder Cut make? Because that went straight to streaming. They said that was financially majorly successful.
Well, they thought that it was going to be financially majorly successful. Didn't they determine that a lot of like bots were like behind that?
Yes, Quayne.
Like
Sorry. That was the first thing that came to my head when you said bots. That's not even on streaming yet.
No, I think Snyder Cut did not do what they thought it would do, which is why I think they were a little pissed at Snyder Cut. I think Warner Bros. Was a little upset. I don't think it actually... That
it didn't bang as big as they
didn't
thought.
Get what they... it didn't return what they thought it would. And they only put like... What did they put into Snyder Cut? Josh, you can look this up. Wasn't it like 10 million?
The reshoots were like 10, 12 million, something like that.
Yeah. So if you're not recouping 10 mil,
they pissed 10 mil. Like, come on.
Exactly. I'm
sorry, what am I looking for?
We're looking for the Snyder Cut.
Justice League.
What it cost to produce the Snyder Cut.
What it cost and what it made.
Because
budget $70 million.
Oh wow.
Okay.
I don't.
But there would be, if it was 70 mil, there's definitely no way they made that back on subscriptions.
Like, how do you even? Yeah, I guess how do you even calculate what?
A lot of people just downloaded that stuff.
Yeah.
Illegally anyway.
I don't know.
Anyway, all right. So the Flash is still out there. He's still cooking. He's still making his rounds. All right. So that wraps up our news.
I think our news is done.
One more thing.
Estimated domestic sales 16 million.
16, yeah.
Yeah, it's trash.
Huge loss.
But it had already made 500 million.
Sure. DVD on the Flash. We'll see. It has to come out. It has to have 80 plus. Yeah. Rotten Tomatoes, 80 plus. I would say 90 guaranteed for it to recoup half a bill. That's what I would say. I don't think anybody has any interest in the DC universe right now outside of Batman.
Yeah, they need to
if you dropped like a Smoke and Superman situation, maybe, but I don't think anybody gives a shit about the Flash. Or the Beetle, any of that.
None of that shit. I mean, it'll be fun to watch, but nobody's invested. Like,
no
one wants to see where the story goes. But
you'll wait for that to hit HBO.
Yeah.
You'll wait for that to hit HBO.
Nobody cares where the story goes.
Bada bing, bada boom. That wraps up the news corner. Let's move into our watch list. Unless you got something else,
Did we talk about M3GAN?
M3GAN? Oh,
creepy
the movie
doll.
M3GAN?
Creepy
you
doll.
want to talk about the creepy movie M3GAN? What you got?
The creepy doll is like sitting at 96% fresh.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Josh, can you look it up?
I would love to.
And I say this because the promotional shit is like terrible. The doll's like dancing.
What's up?
98 on 42.
Good grief. All right. There's no audience.
There is no audience.
Okay. That's pretty high. So I think what works with the M3GAN thing, and I could be wrong, I've not seen it. I think
I'm not gonna see it.
My understanding is there's a lot of social commentary that is baked into this, way more than you would think given the trailer. That is a very heavy pour.
I didn't mean to do that. Somebody want to split this?
Good for
Yeah, I'll split it with you.
I gotta go to Target.
So there's a lot of social commentary baked into it. That's A. B, I think it's probably a cheap film to make.
You said this, that horror films are not really expensive.
They're very inexpensive, but it's not, there's a lot of times when something is inexpensive to make, 4 million. 4 million?
Sorry, 12 million budget, 3.8 so far at the box office.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So when something's really cheap to make, a lot of times there's, people are willing to take greater risks. They're willing to do different things as far as, it's looser because the getting your cash back is not as hard. So I think there's probably a lot of...
In November, the Times reported that Universal is pleased with how the film has turned out and is planning a sequel.
Yeah.
Already.
So I think they probably took some risks with it and some twists and some turns, and I think that probably all played out for them and panned out. And, it's given the times, given the topics at hand, given, where we're at as a society, this type of concept is...
safe and fun.
I think it's I think it just hits a chord. That's what I would say. The whole artificial intelligence, AI,
Yeah.
I think that stuff all kind of hits.
It's a new age, safer Chucky. That's really,
Kind of, yeah. James Wan has had plenty of hits in his
that's
past.
him? It's him?
Yeah.
Oh,
He did not direct it, but I think
But it comes out of his branch.
executive producer, something like that.
All right.
Story also.
Yeah, so this is one of those things that I would not go see in theaters. I will certainly watch at home.
I don't think I'm going to watch
to a
it at
streaming
all.
service. That's wild, given that it has a 96%. You'd really have to plummet.
If you challenge me.
No, I would watch it. I would watch it.
All right, no, I'll watch it for
I
shits and
watched,
giggles.
what was that one movie? Unfriended?
You
Unfriended?
did watch it. Yeah.
There was that one horror movie that had like kind of okay reviews, and it was about like some guy that was like killing people through Facebook.
This is 2014.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Watch list?
Watch list. Okay, I had a couple of things on there. Barbarian. We're running
You
low on
text
time.
me about that.
I
like
did text you about this.
amped. Like,
All right.
yo, you
So
watch.
here's
I'm
the
like,
deal. If you
what?
like scary movies,
Mhm.
you like some comedy, you like
I
some
like to laugh.
thrills, and you like something that's made well, dude. Barbarian fires on all cylinders. I cannot recommend it enough.
And what is it on?
Fantastic. It's on HBO. Streaming on HBO.
I've seen it in the thumbnail.
God, fantastic. It is a blast. It's a really good time. I don't recommend it as don't watch it at work. Put this on, at night at home and focus on
NSFW.
it. Because there are some moments and some scenes that are just chef's kiss. I'm telling you, fantastic horror. There's also some incredible comedy in it. Very, very good. I would say the first 98% of it is pretty flawless, and then it doesn't really stick the landing 100%, but it's such a joy to get there that it doesn't really matter by the end. But
I like that.
it is a blast. It's a good time.
Watch it at work.
Yeah, I convinced Emily to watch it last night. Well, I let her. I was like, hey,
He says, don't watch it at work.
She wanted
I'll
to
watch it at work.
yeah, this is like you want to be able to pay attention to this. You want to be able to focus on it and watch it because there's like certain scenes that are just so good, so good.
Can you give us the premise?
So I will give you the synopsis as they promote it because there's a lot of twists and turns, and to give you the whole thing would just probably be take away from some of the fun.
Give
But
me your
the
elevator pitch.
idea is that this woman shows up to her Airbnb rental, and when she arrives, there is somebody else at the Airbnb at the same time.
Yeah, okay. I remember seeing the promotional stuff for this.
So that's the
Okay.
premise of it. Just live with that.
And then she's like down in the basement.
But if this is man, I'm telling you, it is a great time.
Got it.
Very, 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 very fun. I mean, it's
92% on Rotten
it's
Tomatoes.
dark. It's dark and twisted and weird and gross and all of those things for sure. But it's a horror movie, but it is fantastic.
All right. Barbarian's up
Really
next.
good, dude. Check that out. This place rules. So this is the guy, that did All Gas No Brakes. If you remember that show, Josh is nodding a little bit. Yeah, he was big on. He popped up on Reddit a lot and YouTube and all that kind of stuff. He
And
basically
then it was
drives.
channel 3? Is that what the new one or
he has a
channel
new
4 or
one
something?
now. But yeah, so he drives around. He's got an RV. He drives around to basically like the most absurd rallies, the most absurd
I'm familiar
concerts,
now,
demographics that are just
out of his
unspoken
wheelhouse,
for, right? And he drives around and embeds with these people and produces documentaries. And it's this place rules is basically about all of the, basically everything leading up to January 6th, right? So he goes to all of these rallies, left, right, like everything, does it all and documents it from street level. Like he's in there, dude. And not like, not just like popping up as like a news anchor on the street, like really spends
like in there.
a lot of time with all these people and gets pretty invested in it. So it's a look at it. It's a look at it through a lens that's, pretty genuine.
Your flashlight's on.
Is it?
Yeah, for about a half an hour now. I keep forgetting to say something.
I would
Sorry
probably
about
say
that.
more than a half hour.
Not your
I've
tits,
been
the
sitting
phone.
here for a long time. Thanks, dude. But yeah, that was fantastic. What else is on there, Josh? There's one more thing.
Moneyball.
Moneyball.
Yeah,
I've seen Moneyball before. I just watched
The
it
movie?
again. Yeah, Moneyball. Brad Pitt. We
Oh,
were talking about Brad
I'm
Pitt,
like,
Brad
you,
Pitt,
you,
Jonah
you
Hill.
put that on there, and I was like, is this a new Moneyball?
Mhm.
Okay.
No, the original. I
Okay.
just threw it on the other night. It was a good time.
Good shit.
Great movie. Fantastic. Give it a watch. What about you, man? I saw you wrapped up that one show you liked. Peripheral.
Jack Ryan. Well, wrapped up Peripheral.
Peripheral?
Couldn't tell you what happened in the finale, which got really weird.
Okay.
There needs some. I don't know if there's a book. I'm probably gonna see if I can read it to kind of get more context because the ending was just kind of like very Matrix meets. I don't even know, but it was just weird. But it was still good. Still a good watch. I still recommend it.
It says it's very loosely based on the 2014 book.
I hate that. Okay. Yeah. All right. So that was good. Amazon. Been on Amazon binge. And then I jumped from Peripheral, I jumped into Jack Ryan season 3.
Mm-hmm.
You know I love espionage, guns, and secret agent shit. And this season delivers like full, like just full tits, like all the way to the top.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, it's so every season they do a different antagonist, but the antagonist is a nation, right? I think the first one was, I want to say the first one was like the cartel or like ISIS or some shit. And now like this one is like espionage with like Czech Republic, Russia, and the Ukraine. So it's really on the pulse of like what's happening in like really like a heir apparent of what's happening in the world. And it was just so fucking dope. Just guns and secret agents and double crossing agents and racially ambiguous president. Shit like
Okay.
shit like that. It was just super fun. It was super fun thrill ride.
Okay.
And I think what got me more invested in it is I was not aware that like the movies like Patriot Games and the other there's a 5, but like the other Harrison Ford movies are Jack Ryan. So now, like now that we're done this season of Jack, I'm gonna go back and watch like all of the Tom Clancy movies. I didn't even know they were Tom Clancy. I just thought they were Harrison Ford and just do a rewatch of all of those. It's like 5 of them.
Okay.
Alec Baldwin, Harrison Ford, Ben Affleck, Chris Pine have all played Jack Ryan.
Chris Pine's got the most recent one. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Good grief. Very good. Anything else?
What else I got on there, Josh?
Love After Lockup and Kaleidoscope.
Kaleidoscope is a heist. But okay, so all right, so I'll talk about Kaleidoscope and then we'll go into trash TV. Kaleidoscope is a show based on your watch algorithm, but it's a heist show. So each one of us, when we go to watch Kaleidoscope, is going to give us a different episode and sequence. Like, so I think the first one for me was like 4, and then the second one was 6. So if you were to go to watch it, it'd give you like 3 and then 5 and allow you to kind of put together the story as you see it, as you watch it. It's very strange, but very good. It's got, what's my man name from Breaking Bad? Yeah, he was the primary villain.
Giancarlo Esposito.
Giancarlo Esposito, yeah.
It sounds bizarre to me.
It's very bizarre, but very...
It sounds like a similar setup to Black Mirror.
Yes, but about a heist.
Sure.
Great cast. I mean, just fun. It's just fun.
Okay.
And the concept of everyone watches it in a different order is cool.
Yeah.
And then lastly, Love After Lockup, that came back. And it's just trash. It's just people who are locked up and got a pen pal. They get out of jail and meet, their Tabitha or Keisha or whoever. And
Hell yeah.
pursue a life. And good for them.
Good for them. All right. That brings us to a close
Great.
in episode
Beautiful.
42.
Lovely
We're wrapping up,
episode.
man. It's very over now. It's very done. Way to go.
I love when we don't have anything to talk about. We just talk the
very
entire
few
fucking
show
time.
notes. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
till
prayers
next
up
time.
for
Till
DeMar.
43.
Prayers up for Jeremy.
let's go, Lamar.
Let's go Lamar, and prayers up for somebody else. Ed Norton when his grandma. Pocahontas.